What is up, guys? Today we have the Gosvor Pivot cordless robotic pool cleaner here, and this right here is one of the lightest robotic pool cleaners I've ever actually used. So before we get into this review, I want to mention I am not sponsored for this cleaner here. I paid out of pocket here, so I will include features that I like and features that I don't like, if any. Also keep in mind that this review is for this cleaner in my pool right here. You have a different pool. It might work better, it might work worse in your pool, but keep an open mind. I hope this review helps. So this Gosvor Pivot cordless robotic pool cleaner is designed with weight in mind. It is one of the lightest pool cleaners that I have ever used that is robotic. It comes in at only 10 pounds. Yes, it's very lightweight. It is designed, however, for certain people, for certain pools. So who is this designed for? Well, if you have a small pool up to about 1,076 square feet, you can use this robotic pool cleaner. Usually, if you have a small pool and you're in the market for a robotic pool cleaner, you have two extremes. One, at the very end, the very basic, you have just a floor cleaner that cleans just the floors of your pool. On the other end, you have to the extreme, a fully automated robotic pool cleaner that costs hundreds of dollars, and you have all these extra features that cleans the floors, the walls, the water line, and you get all these apps and all sorts of things like that. You just spend a lot more money on features you don't necessarily need. This pivot right here comes in the middle. It cleans both the floors and walls of your pool all the way up to the water line. Yes, and at a fraction of the cost. It is, again, designed for small pools. Now, aside from the weight of this cleaner right here, what makes it a good choice? Well, in terms of robots, this is completely cordless. This means there is no cord that plugs into a wall. You recharge it with a rechargeable battery, you put it into the pool, and you let it do its thing. One full run cycle on this will give you 100 minutes worth of use. And now you're thinking, 100 minutes? Is that enough time to clean your pool? Now remember, this is designed for smaller pools in mind. An hour and 40 minutes is usually more than enough time to clean a small pool. So given the size of this here, 100 minutes is pretty decent. Now this pivot here is also great for people who have a physical incapability. It doesn't matter how old you are, young or old. If you have a hard time lifting heavy objects in and out of the pool, this works really well. Again, it is only 10 pounds. You have to keep in mind that when it's wet in the pool and you're pulling it out, it weighs even more until it drains out. So it's really nice that physically by itself, in terms of dry weight, it's only 10 pounds. Another really great thing about this cleaner is the fact that it is fairly inexpensive. For what it does, for it cleaning the floors and walls of your pool, it is inexpensive compared to those bigger, fully automated machines. You don't have to spend that much, especially if your pool isn't a big pool. Just get the one that is smaller, that works for your pool. Now, this pivot right here is designed with simplicity in mind. It is a very simple plug-and-play type of cleaner. So what do I mean by that? Well, basically, you charge it. This right here is its charging port right over here. It comes with an adapter as well that you plug in to charge. This right here is the actual adapter right here that you just go ahead and take the end piece right here and just plug it in just like that and charge it. Whenever you're done with this, you want to make sure you close this up and you screw it on tight so no water gets into that port there. Make sure it's nice and tight. Now, being a simple plug-and-play type of cleaner, it also means that there is no weekly timer to this. What you have to do to use this is every single time, you're going to have to push this button, hold it down for a few seconds, and turn it on, and then place it into the pool. Once it's done doing its job, you take it back out, and then you charge it and get it ready for next time. Each and every time, a simple plug-and-play cleaner. Now, physically right here, it looks kind of like a small little turtle. It's very easy to hold because it is 10 pounds. It's got a nice little handle right here with the outlet for water to come out of right here. At the back right here, you've got these rear wheels right here in the back. And in the front of it right here, this is a scrubbing brush with 3 climbing rings right here. Yes, there are 3 climbing rings right here. This is what actually helps it climb up walls. Now, let me flip this upside down right here and show you. This is a bottom loading debris bag. Yes, I wish this was an easy access top loading debris basket, but it's not. Every time you want to empty this, you have to flip this upside down like this. Head over here, you see these arrows right here. You want to unlock it on both sides just like this. Unlock that side, and then the latches over here, you just pop up one side and the other side here, and you're able to pull this open just like this. This is a pretty big debris bag here, and it's really nice. It filters out some really small, fine debris. Now, it filters out more fine debris than a filter basket does because of the bag material, but it does not filter out ultra fine debris. 90% of the time, this bag will work really well. It'll filter out your big, small, and medium-sized debris. Leaves, twigs, tree branches, rocks, sand, even some dirt, it'll filter that out just fine with this debris bag. But if you get a lot of cloudy, milky water in your pool, if you get a lot of silt, a lot of dust in your pool, you will need an ultra-fine filter, and unfortunately, this is not an ultra-fine bag. So just keep that in mind. Now, in terms of the bag itself, it is fairly easy to clean, but not as easy as if it was a debris basket. So every time when you're ready to empty this out, you have this little handle right here that you just pull, and it opens up to remove the actual bag right here. See that? All the dried up debris inside. Just kind of dust it out like that. But when it's filled up with debris, you're going to have to kind of flip it inside out and run it with the water hose. And once it's done, you will have to line this up every single time back onto place, just like this. You want to make sure that all the tabs all around are lined up. You see that? On the side, go around here. You want to make sure that goes down as well along the side right here. In the front of it right here, especially, you want to make sure that goes in. And the side of it right here. You want to make sure it's fully in, all around, lined up to the tabs right there. Now, I said a lot of good things about this cleaner here. The great thing is that it is very lightweight, but that's also its disadvantage. You cannot put too much into a lightweight cleaner here. This is designed for smaller pools. Remember, if you have a bigger pool, it will not work well in your big pool. At least not with one run. You have to run it multiple times. Although this cleaner here will clean the floors of your pool and climb walls, it does not actively scrub your water line. So keep that in mind. If you need a waterline scrubber, this does not do that. And again, this is a simple plug and play type of cleaner. There are no bells and whistles to this. If you're looking for a smart app, Wi-Fi, if you're looking for notifications, temperature, battery indicator, things like that, this does not have that. It's just a simple plug and play. So keep that in mind. If you want those extra features, you look at a different cleaner. So let's go ahead and throw this into the pool. No, I kid. Just place it into the pool gently here and we'll see how it works. Okay, guys, so let's go ahead and place this pivot in the pool. I'm just going to drop it in just like that. It'll sink down to the bottom and do its thing. So the pivot is in the pool right now. You can see it moving along the floors of the pool here. So let's go ahead and watch this. You can see right there, it's climbing on the side of my wall right there. And I do want to mention up here, it's about 5 foot tall. So let's see how high this thing can climb. Okay, so if you take a look at the Gosvor Pivot here, I am up here 5 feet tall right here, and it's able to reach the top of my water line right there and climb above it a little bit too. It goes back down, but it's able to reach the water line, so that's pretty awesome. For the price of this cleaner, I didn't expect it to go so high, but this definitely climbs walls pretty well. It's climbing up my tanning ledge right there. Pretty impressed with how well this climbs here, considering the fact that it's very inexpensive and it's very small. And look at that. There's my tanning ledge right there. Does it make it up there? Yes, it does. It does make it up my tanning ledge over here. It actually goes all the way up to where my water line is right here. This is pretty much my tanning ledge right over here. It's about 4.5 feet. And then when you reach up to the very top right here, it goes up to about 5 feet. And the little pivot right here is able to reach that. So that's awesome. And here's another look of it going along the floors of my pool. It does a really good job cleaning the floors of the pool here. Okay guys, so take a look at the pivot right there. I've got a main drain right here. So let's see how it acts on the main drain. Goes over the main drain. No issues at all, so that's great. Doesn't get stuck on the main drain. It looks like it's stopped, but it'll continue to climb all the way up. And remember, it's about 5 foot tall, and look at it. Climbs backwards up to the water line and then kind of floats and goes back down. Pops back up a little bit, but it's just trying to get rid of that air before it sinks down. you can kind of see it lift itself up like that. It does that because it's trying to get rid of the air to push it out, and also powers it to move it forward and backwards. Sometimes you will notice it kind of pop a wheelie. And again, here's another angle of it going up a wall here. All the way up the water line, so quite shocked as to how well this actually climbs up walls. Alright guys, so let's take this out of the pool right here. I'm going to power off by pushing and holding that button right there. And it turns off right there. So let's go ahead and take a look right here. Flip this upside down right here at the debris right here. Let's see what we have here. So let's go ahead and unlock this just like this. Pop this part up and this one here. Now I do want to mention that my pool was pretty clean to begin with, so I'm curious to see how much debris was actually in here. So let's go ahead and take a look here. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Look at all that smaller debris that was inside. Just take a look at the bag here. Look at that finer debris, that kind of husk-like debris, the tiny little small fine debris, the little tiny little circular whatever dust that is. That's awesome. It does pick it up well as all these leaves over here too, so that's great. This filter bag picks up quite a bit. So overall, you can see that this Gosvor Pivot cordless robotic pool cleaner does really well in my pool over here. It'll clean the floors really well. It'll climb walls really well in the pool. If you have a small pool, if you're looking for a really simple plug and play type of cleaner that's inexpensive, this Gosvor Pivot will do really well in your pool. Definitely a little tiny cleaner I recommend.
We hope this review helps.